Antonio Campos with Afterschool.
Josh Mon with Afterschool.
The film's about a boy who witnesses death by chance while shooting for audio-video class in a school. And then it's about how he memorializes the death versus how the school memorializes the death. No, not directly. There was, there was really no direct experience that I had that led to writing the story. What it was when I was in high school, a friend of mine's father passed away in 9/11, and at the end of that year, another friend of mine passed away in a freak accident, and dealing with those deaths and feeling kind of really close to them but removed at the same time led me to come up with this idea about a boy who witnesses the death of these two girls who he's only known from afar until that point. And over the years, it's developed, and as I've changed and as the world that I'm in changes, the story changed, and you know, like one of the major parts of the story is this boy's obsession with videos on the internet, and that wasn't something that existed at the time that I was in high school. So when I was writing the script a couple of years ago, it was something that was very, I mean, YouTube and these MySpace and Facebook and these kind of things had come into existence, and it almost felt like they've been around forever. And I was dealing with a new kind of teenage life, so I took my own experiences as a teenager and sort of melded them with what I think teenagers are experiencing today, and came up with the film. Um, I don't know if I mean, I guess the world seems bigger, but when you're in high school in general, the world is pretty much just within the walls of your school and whatever happens outside with the people from the school. You know, um, no, what I think it does is it just, the film tries to explore the effect on this constant barrage of images that our generation and people in general today or dealing with, and how it affects their perception of reality, um, and does it have an effect on them when they have to deal with things they've only seen in these videos, or in the media, or in movies or whatever.
We met in high school in New York City, and then we reconnected in college at NYU, and we've been working together for 5 years. And I produced his feature, and we have a company where we direct music videos and commercials, and we rotate as producers and directors.
While we were still at NYU, and Josh and I actually went to high school for a year together in New York. We met up again in college in sophomore year, and started working together from there. And the goal has always been to make features and also make commercials, music videos, sort of just constantly rotating. And there's three of us, and we're all producer directors. So the idea is that we rotate. So one person's directing, the other two are producing, and we help support each other and sustain each other that way.
Emotionally and financially.
Emotionally and financially, yeah. Just making an independent film today is difficult, and Josh can tell you about how that went in terms of raising money and those kind of things, which is not easy. Um, and making a first feature for a director is not easy. You're working with a lot of actors, and it's there's certain expectations, and you have to sort of what's the word, right? And so you're working with these older actors who are very very experienced, and sometimes it's hard because you feel like you have something to prove, and what I've learned is that if you just sort of talk when you have to talk, and keep your points as a director very clear and concise, and always have an open dialogue when it's appropriate, that you can get the best out of your actors, and also allowing them to just be, never trying to interfere too much with what they're doing, and and then every day is a different thing you learn when you're making a film, and the only way you'll ever know how to make a feature film is if you actually just make it, and and I'm sure on the second one I'll feel like there'll be like little moments where like, oh, I remember this on the first one, or I remember doing this in post, and not to mention all the technical things that you learn that are just a pain in the ass. But I'll let Josh talk about it.
Yeah, 35 anamorphic, which is like really impossible to get financially, and we're both 25 years old. So we had to raise money in 2 months. He was writing the script at the Cannes residency program, and his past success at the Cannes Film Festival allowed us. It made it easier for us to raise money, but we raised it in like 3 months. And Kodak was nice enough to help us out with film, and ARRI was nice enough to help us out with the camera, and JDC was nice enough to help us out with the anamorphic lenses. But to be young and to raise money like that is really difficult, and fortunately we were able to have his accolades to get it. But it's extremely difficult, and we had our whole crew is under the age of 26, except for maybe our production designer. But
Don't say your age.
I'm not gonna say your age. But we basically took 5 years after 5 years from our company started, we were doing commercials and music videos and his short films. That helped us find our crew. We weeded out people for years just to build a crew for this, and we had to find a boarding school that would let us shoot the film, because the script is very progressive and somewhat disturbing, and it forces you to deal with really complicated issues. And so a lot of schools weren't supportive of us shooting at their locations because of the content. So that we went through like 20 schools, and it was very scary. We didn't know if we were going to get one. So there were a lot of difficulties. Working with a small budget, it's really difficult, really difficult. Yeah, we we opened in theaters in France on October 1st, in about 15 theaters. We're opening up in the UK theatrically, South Korea, Portugal, Greece, Italy. Where else? In the States, we have offers that we want the best distribution in terms we want to be in the most theaters as possible, not just New York and LA. So we're trying to push the offers that we have a little bit further. Don't pretend you know everything, and don't be afraid to ask for things for free, because you'll be surprised like what you'll get. And just work with people you like, and remember, like, if you look, for me at least, I look at it as a business, but most importantly I look at it as like I'm getting to like do arts and crafts with my friends with someone else's money. So you find people that you really like working with and that you trust, and you'll be fine. We just got here like 2 days ago, and we saw a movie last night, and it's been good, and our movie opens tonight at the Chinese Man. So far so good. Tonight's the big test, I guess.
It's been great. It's good. Uh, I like, what I tend to like about film festivals is being able to meet and hang out with other filmmakers, and we met up with a couple of filmmakers from Sweden who made a film called Involuntary, who we got to hang out for a little bit in Cannes, but Cannes a bit difficult to spend time doing anything but promoting or getting ready for your film. And we found a lot of downtime and have just been able to meet some cool people and sit by the pool and talk, which is nice. I really like that.